Hey, what's going on, guys? This is KNasty3090 here. Welcome back to another MLB 18 The Show franchise video. This is episode number 12 for the Tampa Bay Rays. As you can see on the screen, Andrew Triggs, our boy from MLB 17, beat us in, I think it was Game 7 of the ALCS. Heartbreaker. Lost 1-0. I think this offseason is the year that we need to go big on and try to get some big names for our team. We're going to get a lot of money off the books. So let's get into the offseason. First, we got to finish the World Series. Dodgers defeat the Astros. So that's an opposite of what happened in 2017. Let's get to the offseason, and we got moves to make, boys. Let's view retired players. Salvador Diaz and Greg Harris. Nothing really there. Alex Colomé retired. Former Ray. Let's see. Any Hall of Famers? We always like to look at this. You guys always seem to enjoy this. We'll see. Melvin Upton, BJ Upton, retired at age 38. 1,300 career hits, 173 career home runs. I think 08 was his big year. Or maybe not. I think in 08 in the playoffs was his big year, if I remember. That's when they went to the World Series. But his best year, power-wise, was 2012. Back when he was BJ. Bossman Jr. Let's see. Who else is here? Any big names? I'm not seeing any. Austin Jackson, Brandon Morrow, Joey Votto, Hall of Famer, first ballot. I'm not sure in this because he didn't put up the numbers, but the dude's career on-base percentage is probably stupid high, 417, and look at the last 3 years, they were terrible in this. In real life, they're still good. Career WAR of 81, that's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Someone was making a comment everyone has been saying Joey Votto's underrated for so long, he's now overrated. Sean Doolittle retired, which I kind of see, but I still think he's underrated. That's why he's underrated, because he's not in the Hall of Fame in this. All right, so exclusive free agent negotiations. Now, we got some big names here. Malik Smith, Kelvin Herrera, Danny Barnes, DJ LeMahieu, Mike Moustakas, Justin Smoke, now, and Michael Givens. I might move on from Givens. He kind of struggled. Moustakas, I think we'll move off unless we get him very cheap. I'm thinking like $3 or $4 million. So let's take a look. And he wants $7 million. See you later, Moustakas. Justin Smoke definitely is going down. He's only an 83 overall. Now, last year was his first bad year, but I think that it's going to continue. So no matter what, yeah, if that was from Moustakas, I'd do it. Smoke's 36, and he's clearly going on the decline. So we can put, and what we'll open up is we can put McKay at first, so now we can get a DH. So we're going to need a DH and a third baseman at least. Michael Givens, he had a bad year, but it's his first ever bad year, but his overall did drop. What does he want? I think $2.7 million. Take a flyer on Givens, I think is okay. DJ LeMahieu, down year. Last 2 years have been down, but with his fielding, he's still a good hitter, and I'm not sure Forrest Miles is ready. Let's take a look at Forrest's overall. He's a 70. I think, no, it's definitely a decrease with Forrest Miles, but I think it will save us some money, and I think that will be the difference. So I think we'll take Forrest Miles. Oops. So unless DJ LeMahieu was under $5 million. Yeah, $10 million. It's going to be right around $10 million to sign him. I'm going to let him go. Now, I want to give him a qualifying offer, but I'm afraid he's going to accept it. So we're not going to do that with him. Kelvin Herrera, I want to bring back. Dude was dominant with us, but the money's got to be right. And the money is very right. Let's bring that up. I was going to pay him 8 or 9. The fact we can get him for 6. There we go. Not even $6 million. That's great. Malik Smith in left. Had a pretty good year. 276 average, 357 on base, 10 home runs, 18 stolen bases. A WAR of 3.7. I value that probably around a $7 to $9 million. I'd pay him. And he wants 11.3. And then Danny Barnes, and I'm going to come back to that. Danny Barnes, who's been a really solid reliever 2 of the 3 years. 1 year he struggled. How much does he want? $7 million. Now let's take a look at what we have for depth in the outfield. In right, we got Dunn. Center, we got Holden. In left, we really don't have anyone other than Smith. But we do have Lester Marin, who is a B potential, good hitter, not a great fielder. Villarreal, great fielder, great durability, can't hit. You wish you combine the two players, you got a great player. And then we got De La Cruz, who I don't think is ready. Tristan Lutz, I don't know about that. And then these guys aren't options. Now, for relievers, if we lose Barnes, we still have Weiss, we still have Pruitt, we still have Leclerc, we have Givens, we still have these guys. So I think we can lose Barnes, which kind of stinks because I do like him, but I think he might be a little expensive because I think we need to sign Malik Smith. Now, I don't want to give Malik Smith a lot of years. Like, he wants 5. That's not happening. I'll give him 2 years with a player, and we'll go like 11 and a half a year. I think that's fair. And with Barnes, I mean, he's going to want, because he's not going to be our closer. And I don't want him to think he's the closer because he's just going to be unhappy. Him being unhappy, he won't be as talented. His overall will drop. So we're going to have to pay him roughly $8 million a year. And I think if we need a reliever, we have the prospects to get whatever we want. So we're going to let Barnes walk. So, and in staff, we're all set. So let's take a look what we want to improve. We got Ohtani, Paxton, Groom, Pineda, Franklin. Like, look at all these 80 pluses. I think we should package 3 of these 80 pluses and get like another 93, 94, 95. I think that's what we should do. I think relievers, we should try to get a 90 plus. We have so much depth, and there's still more coming. Like, we got Kozar here. We got Carusi here. We got Shaw. Like, there's more than the guys we have there. Relievers, we have a lot of just C's, and a lot of like these lower 80s. Look at these closers we got. Like, I want that dominant closer, and we need a lefty. We didn't have a lefty last year. That was definitely a problem. So we want to get a lefty. Catcher, we're fine. Kern's a top prospect. Alfaro had a good year. So I probably will keep Alfaro for 1 more year. I think he's a free agent. We'll let him walk, and we'll get the draft pick. Like I said, we need a DH or a first baseman. We can do either or. McKay can do either or. That's fine. Second base, we have Forrest Miles is going to be there. Now, we could do a qualifying offer for LeMahieu, but I think he would probably accept it, and then we'd be stuck with $18 million. We're going to need a new third baseman. We could use Franco. The power's there. The fielding is not, and so I'm not sure. Shortstop, we're all set. Left field, if Malik Smith takes that offer, we should be all set. So really, if we need to get third baseman, we'll see who's out there in free agency. I don't know if we're going to be able to be big-time spenders, but we'll see. Let's see if our players signed those deals. Givens signed. Herrera has not signed yet. He wants 2 years. I'm not giving you 2 years. I'll give you a couple 100,000 extra. Smith has not signed. Let's wait another day. Did they sign? Herrera signed. All right, let's give Malik Smith a little bit more money. Like I said, I only want to do 2 years, but we'll give it up to like 25. All right, let's see if he signed. All right. These are our draft picks. So where do I see if I just got him or not? I guess we have to go to the select 40 man and we can see him here. I really don't like how they have this. He has not signed. So what we can do is let's go to free agency. We're going to... I don't want to give him a qualifying offer anyway. We'll just hope he signs. If not, let's see who are free agents. Bregman's out there now. I mean, he's obviously a third baseman. And I actually wouldn't be against giving up our draft pick this year, our first round pick, if we sign one free agent, for the simple fact it's a later pick. But it's got to be like the right guy. I don't want to get like a 32-year-old guy and send him with a 3-year deal. Like Jason Hayward, I wouldn't want to sign Jason Hayward. I know he's a great right fielder defensively, but he's 33. Don't give up a first round pick for that. Like Michael Fulmer is 30, maybe, but we could probably do a trade. Judge is 30 as well. But before we do that, before we go any further, we got to take care of our own guys first. So Zach Weiss is arbitration eligible. Pitched really good last year in 96 innings, 2.43 ERA. Kind of want to give him like a 2-year deal. Yeah, that's great. He's gonna want not much. Let's go like the $6 million for 2 years. Brendan McKay, I might try to lock him up if the deal is right. So if we give him a 3-year deal, that's $5.7 million. That takes him to his age 30 year, and he's a free agent in 3 years. So it's probably instead of paying, we're literally going to pay him half. I don't want to give him $10 million a year. I think it's going to be around $6 million, but that's fine for Brendan McKay. He'll be 30. He's a free agent. He'll be able to cash in then. So there we go. There, Jacob Faria, he pitched all right. He's only an 82. I don't want to give him a lot of money. 2.7 for 1 year is great. Like, that may get bumped up to 3. 2.9, that's a full bar. Leclerc, another guy, he's kind of been back and forth. 2. What would his arbitration be? Let's give him to like $1 million in arbitration. Let's go there. Joshua Lowe is just a backup outfielder. He should be pretty cheap. He wants $2 million for a backup. I might just let him walk because I don't want to give. I mean, what's his arbitration? Yeah, I can find a backup outfielder for cheaper than $2.5 million. Trevor Gott. He's 6'9" overall. That's pretty nice, but not what we're looking for. All right. So now we're at this part with a tender contract. So we'll do the big names here. Then we'll have to go through all the minor league free agents, the minor leaguers. I'll skip that for you guys. Jay Groom. He had a year. Hasn't had a breakout year, so I don't want to go nuts on him. He's not going to be an ace. I don't want him to think. I don't want him to be upset when he's the number 3 guy in the rotation or the number 4 guy. So we'll pay him a little bit extra money just so he understands that. Pineda had a really good rookie year, 22 years old. So how much does he want? 2. That's perfect. Pruitt as a reliever hasn't been pitching, but he's 84 years old. Not 84. He's 33 years old, 84 overall, and a 1-year deal for $600K. Give me that. That's great value. It's going to be like $700K. Austin Franklin, another starter with depth. I'm going to sign him to this deal because I think he's probably going to get traded. I think he's going to be one of the pieces. Frank Holden's our center fielder, hit 282, 30-plus stolen bases, 352 on base. We'll give him that year contract for 2 years. Forrest Miles is going to be our second base. He's going to probably be our number 9 hitter, but the dude should field, and he's going to be cheap, like $900K compared to the $9 million for LeMahieu. So Franco, I think for Franco, he's going to be on the major league team no matter what. The question is he going to be a bench bat or a third baseman? So we'll let him think every day, and then we'll go from there. Cooper, go a little Coop. Actually, we're going to have to give him a little bit more money. And I think that's it. Now I'm going to do all this. The rest of this, guys, we're going to just edit it out, so you're going to see the finished product right now. All right, guys, so I just did all that. So now I'm trying to think, should we wait a day, or let's look at free agents. So, like I said, we need a first baseman, or no, we don't need a first baseman. We need a DH and a third baseman. And like I said, we need that stud starter. Now we go get Jamison Tyon. We're going to have to give up a draft pick, and it's going to cost money. Blake Snell had a really good year. He's not a free agent. We have Jay Groom. So I'm kind of happy about that. Joey Gallo. Could he be... there's a qualifying offer to him, so we'd have to give up our draft pick. The thing is, when we give up our draft pick and we're paying this much money, that's like a double whammy. Is there anyone? Okay, JD Martinez. He could be... He's 35. How much is he? I'll give him a 2-year player option deal for $16 million. JD Martinez, he could be our DH. I don't want him to play every day, but he could be a middle of the order bat for us. Definitely do some damage. Let's see who else is here. We need a third baseman. Let's actually just go to third baseman. There's Bregman, like I said, great hitter, great fielder. However, I just don't know if realistically, it'd be so expensive. We can't afford him and Correa, which is kind of ironic because they're both on the same team in real life. Maikel Franco, not really great. There's Moustakas. I think we're going to have to trade for one. Let's look at relievers. I need a lefty reliever. So Chad Green's ready, Caps is ready, Strop is ready, Taylor Rogers is lefty. So Taylor Rogers pitched really well. I'm hoping $2 million. I'm going to have to pay a little bit more. Let's see if that works. If not, we can... You know what? Let's wait on that. Liberatore pitched pretty well. I don't want to pay that much for a middling... I think maybe we can go get a guy like Josh Hader or something like that. But let's see if we can... Let's see what happens with Alex Smith and JD Martinez. Now, JD Martinez is a left fielder. He has the durability to play every day. His fielding is so bad it's going to hurt his value. I would much rather enjoy him being our DH. All right, so here we sim today, and here are some of our prospects who just don't want to sign because they're kind of DBs. Tony Walters, a catcher, signed with the M's. All right, we got JD Martinez. There is our DH, boys. I think that's great for us. I think the average was really, based off his contact stats, he should hit for a higher average. Now, he's 35, so we're paying him for 2 years. I think the second year was a player option, but he'll probably accept that. Let's take a look at that one guy who didn't sign with us. Actually, most of these guys didn't end up accepting the deals. Who's the one who didn't? What was his name? Dylan Thompson. He's a C potential 26-year-old, and he's 67. All right, later, bro. These are some of the guys who did. I wanted to see I don't know how this is set up. All right, we're still waiting on Malik Smith. He doesn't have any other offers out there. Jamison Tyon's a Rocky. 7 years, $178 million. Hey, Colorado has to overpay for pitching. Alex Bregman's staying in Texas, is going to the Rangers. 8 years, $207 million. That's almost $26 million a year. Joey Gallo is going to St. Louis. So the Rangers lost Gallo but got Bregman. Diaz is a Ranger. Chad Green is a Dodger. Danny Barnes is a Philly. 3-year, $22 million, so he got $7.5 million for 3 years. So it was wise of us not to give him the qualifying offer because he probably would have accepted it because it's for like 1 year, $18 million. He got 3 years for $22 million. All right, let's take a look at Malik Smith. Did he sign? I don't know. I guess we can take a look at. I hate how it doesn't tell you sometimes. All right, he did. Perfect. So now we need to get a third baseman. I mean, we could use Franco, but I think we could use another bat in here, and we need a lefty reliever and a starter. So let's go and look at the trade market, guys. I'm hoping to get a guy who just signed like us first. Let's look at starters first. I think that's most important. And I'm not looking at a guy who's an 85 or an 86. We got those. We're looking for a guy like Ohtani. And this is like, we need to take advantage of Ohtani being cheap. He's going to be cheap for 1 more year. We may lose him after this year as a free agent. We may not be able to afford him, and we're going to have to let him go. So if we can get a guy who is good and locked up. Now, Tyler Anderson is pretty good. He has 1 year left on his deal, then he's a free agent. That is an option. I mean, the thing is, we're going to Ohtani, Paxton, and then like Tyler Anderson would all be free agents. We would lose a lot. Let's see. Garrett Cole has 2 years remaining. He's pitched outstanding the last couple years. $20 million. If we include Paxton, we can get the deal done. So if we include just like prospects, it doesn't look like we can get the deal done. So I don't know how much money we'd have to make up, but we'll keep that in mind. Like I'm okay with using Paxton. He pitched okay last year, but I'm okay with using Paxton to get a pitcher. Klubot, only an 89. Strasburg's $30 million a year. Let's see what else is out there. Sean Manaea is locked up. There's too much uncertainty. Every other year, the guy's ERA is north of 5. Not signed yet. Martez is not signed. Severino's at 99 overall. Holy cow. Chris Sale, 3 years remaining. All right, there was a guy I didn't actually like. I think Tyler Anderson is not a bad play. Or Taiwan Walker maybe would be. He struggled last year. But Anderson's in the last year of his deal. And I think if we include Paxton, it's a good start. And we don't have to give up that much. And we're going to save, right by doing this, we're going to save a little over $2 million, $2.5 million by doing this trade. We get a year younger and 3 overall better, and a guy, Tyler Anderson, who's pitched better. So we don't have to include a whole lot else. They like shortstops, right fielders, and catchers. We got a lot of C's. Aiken is that guy that we drafted. We thought he would be a good player. I'll include Jeter. Oh, he's not signed. All right, they might want like a B potential back. I will not include Kern. He's not even signed yet. Russell Koo. That almost gets it done. I mean, actually, that guy can really hit. I don't want to. Let's go into our depth of starters. You know what you want? You want those positions where you're not getting it. You're going to get Coleman. There we go. He's 22 years old, 70 overall B potential. Like, we have 1,000 of these guys. So we include them. We get a little better. We get a little younger. We save a little bit of money. That $3 million or $2.5 million, I think, is a lot. That might be the difference of us getting a dominant lefty reliever or a third baseman. So there's that. Now, let's see what else is out there. I might get another starter. I mean, we can maybe come back and go to, maybe not Alex Reyes, but like not Mitch Keller. Where was he? Luis Castillo. Last year before he was a free agent, maybe. But let's take a look at third baseman. And let's see what's out there. Like I said, we got to find stuff that is pretty, like, relatively cheap. Sano, $15 million for the next 3 years is actually a very good bargain. 30-plus home runs a year for the last 5 years. What's his WAR on average? Like 6? 5 to... It's actually really low. And you want to know why it's so low, his WAR? Relatively to how good of a hitter he is, his fielding's garbage. But the contract's not bad. We'll circle back on that. We'll circle back. Donaldson, final year of his deal. He'll retire. Dude was outstanding last year. But, I mean, that is a pure rental, and, we can't afford that. Chapman actually is not hit as well as I thought he would in this. Devers obviously won't be able to get him. Or you might be able to, but he hasn't even signed his deal yet. I don't hate the Sano move. Let's go after Sano. And he's locked, $15 million a year for a middle-of-the-order bat for the next 3 years is not bad. That takes him until he's 32. That's not bad. And he can also play first, left, and right. He may become a future DH, but that maybe in 2 years' time when JD Martinez's contract's up, he's our DH. So I'm okay with including Franco, and that brings a lot of it out. They also want a right fielder, but let's include some starters. So Tom Hong is 26. I'm okay with putting him in, and that's a lot. So that's a great start. Let's see, what else do we have? I don't want to include any A potentials. I think if we just include Franco, that gets the deal done. Now, before we go any further, do they have a lefty reliever? They have some good righties in Hildenberger. What's his contract? He's not even signed. No. Okay, so let's do this, and let's see if they have a big power bat for the bench. I think that's one thing we missed, and I know Franco could be that, but I think we can find it that is cheaper in terms of not cost but value. But we can come back to that. Hey, there's Zach Granite. But let's just do this. We give up Franco and Hong. I like Hong, but he's already 26, and I just don't know if there's going to be a spot for him. There we go. We got our third baseman. So now we need a lefty reliever, and I want a guy who's at least 8. I think 86 is the cutoff. Claudio, 2 years, $5.75 million. He's not even pitching that good, even though he's a 90 overall. So, no, I'm good on that. He's on the cutoff. He pitched really well. Hasn't signed his deal yet. We can come back to the Padres for Torres. Let's see. Delgado's right-handed. Brevia is right-handed. Hader, there's the boy I was talking about. Last year he was good, but the prior years he was not. He hasn't even signed yet. Rosenthal, Danny Barnes, Blake Parker's right-handed. We can go look at closers as well. We're just starting off at the relief pitchers. Coda Glover's right-handed. Alvaro is left-handed. Former Tampa Bay, right? He's actually not that good. Garcia's right-handed. Pagan's right-handed. Shreve's right-handed. Tversky's right-handed. Andrew Miller, $8 million. That's too rich for us. All right, let's go look at the closers. Osuna's right-handed. Allen's right-handed. Giles. Chapman, $7.9 million. He was garbage last year. He's old. Brad Hand. Ooh, here we go. Brad Hand. $3.5 million, and he had a 2.51 ERA last year. He's only $3.5 million for technically 2 years left on the deal. This is one remaining, but it includes next year and the year after. Like I said, we can just go into that big old pile of starting pitching prospects that we have 1,000 of. I kind of want to include Franklin, but he hasn't signed his deal yet, so we're not going to. We're going to go down a little further. Let's take a look at Caruso. They don't really like Caruso. They want relievers. I mean, we have, they love Michael Givens. All right, I'll include Michael Givens. That actually saves us. It's only going to cost us $800,000. And then we can include just somebody. Brandon Lowe's kind of a backup for us. I think this guy Aiken can be I was just thinking about this. This guy has 70 and 72 power. That's pretty good. He's going to be on our team. He'll be a backup. That almost gets the deal done. Maybe Tristan Lutz. He's 24, 71 overall. That gets the deal done. And I think that will probably do it. So that won't cost us that much money. There we go. We got the lefty reliever in Brad Hand. So we have Hand, Herrera, Douglas, those 3 above 83s, and then Pruitt, Weiss. We got Leclerc as well. For our starters, we got Otani, Anderson, Groom, Pineda, Franklin, and there's Faria and Barnes. Now, Franklin pitched pretty poor last year. Faria pitched, all right, 3.68. Pineda pitched well for a rookie, 3.75. And then we still have Jim Smalls an A potential. What is Jim Smalls' actual potential? That may help me determine if I want to continue rolling with him. If you guys did not know, if you go to edit player, go to attributes, then go to batting and fielding, he has a 90 potential. That's a very low A potential, but it is an A. But I think before we go any further, let's make sure our 40-man is all set. So Austin Franklin, he is not. Okay. He's on the 40-man already. Cooper, he's only 20, so he's not going to be eligible for the Rule 5 draft. Kozar is only 20. Again, not eligible for the Rule 5 draft. I don't know what the exact cutoff is, but I know if you're like 20 or 19, you're not eligible. Relievers, all these guys are all set. Closers, not eligible. 22, you might be eligible, but you're not. These guys, no and no. Like, we have so many freaking closers. Just let them develop. Like, in a couple years, hopefully they're high enough overall that we can move on for Herrera, Hand, and like these expensive relievers. Kern is not eligible for the Rule 5 draft. I think one more year in the minors, then he's going to be our everyday catcher. There's our first baseman. Second base is Miles. We don't have to worry about anything else there. Third base is a no. Shortstop is Correa, and I want to add you to the 40-man Aiken because I want you on the big league team with that 70 and 72 power. That's perfect. There's our DH and Martinez. Malik Smith's our left fielder. Medina is just a guy who's just let him develop. Center field is Holden. De La Cruz is not eligible. Right field, these guys are eligible, so I'll add you to the 40-man. And I don't know about Villarreal. You are eligible as well, so we're going to add you. I just don't want to risk it. And there we go. I think I like our team now. Let's see what else happens. Haniger's a Red Sox. 2-year, $29 million deal. There's our trade, Franco and Hong. What do you guys think I did on these trades? Do you like them? Did you not like them? I was hoping there's going to be another stud. I might come back to the very end of the offseason and see if I can get like one more stud pitcher. Musgrove is a Rocky. Barrios is a Mariner. Arcia is a Mariner as well. Salvador Perez is an Indian. That looks weird. Tim Anderson's a Brewer. Aaron Judge is a White Sox. Still wearing pinstripes, just wearing them in Chicago. Josh Bell's an Indian. Actually, it's good that the Yankees lost Aaron Judge. He leaves our division. Blake Snell is a Cub. All right. It's good for us. Manny Margot going back to the Red Sox, a team that he was on draft. He was an international free agent. But, yep, that's where he got his career started. He was part of the Craig Kimbrell trade. Will Myers is a Red Sox. All right, from Ray. So now let's just make sure that's the only guy who was not signed and he didn't take my offer. And you know what? God bless you, Dylan. Good luck out there. And these are the guys who have arbitration offered. It's just Leclerc, even though $2.5 million. And now we'll let it go to arbitration. So we're good there. Let's sim to the next phase. Clevenger is a Twin. All right. Dickerson's a National. Hit 36 home runs. Fulmer's a Twin. 10-year deal for a 30-year-old starter. That is stupid. That is just really stupid. At least there's no. I mean, in this franchise, there's no injuries. So I guess that's not as stupid, but it's still not smart. All right, let's go to the next phase. All right, we're good. Sim to the winter meetings, which are pointless now. Trevor Williams is a Giant. Andrew Heaney is a Giant as well. Craig Kimbrell's staying in the division for Almeida's Diaz. Wow, interesting. Yarlin Garcia is a Red. Sonny Gray's a Padre. Some big names. Let's go to the Rule 5 draft. You might be able to find a guy here. LeMahieu signed a 1-year deal with the Cardinals. Good luck with your future endeavors, DJ. All right, Rule 5 draft. We can see what pick in the next draft we're going to have. It is going to be the 25th pick. So let's see what's out there. And I know some of you guys have mentioned in some of the videos, like, K-Nasty, just take one of these 8 potential guys and you can instantly trade them. I know I can do that. That being said, I feel like that's a little cheap. It's not really that realistic. So if I'm going to take a guy, I'm taking him with the intent of him being on the team. I want to see if I can find some power, or another power bat off the bench, like preferably third base or outfield, or a guy with incredible speed. By the way, this is Carl Yastrzemski's grandkid, Mike Yastrzemski. If you don't know, now you know. 87 speed for Luigi Rodriguez. The dude's name is Luigi. We'll circle back on that. Can we find better speed? Quentin Holmes has good speed. And let's take a look at right field. Usually right field does not have the best speed out of the three. It's usually center or left usually has better speed. So let's go with the guy whose name is Luigi. For the only reason that the dude's name is Luigi. He's not as fast, but he has better stealing. His 87 speed, 90 stealing. Quentin Holmes has 91 speed, only 57 stealing. Basically, this guy's purpose of this guy is to, in October, we need a stolen base. We're gonna be like, Luigi, come on, let's be great. That's the only purpose of this dude. I don't care what he does during the regular season. I don't care how he hits. He will only be used for our purposes when we are in the playoffs and we need that big stolen base, because you will need it. Jake Marisnick is traded for Rafael Iglesias and Rafael Batista. Okay. Whit Merrifield, is it Giants are making moves at the later half of free agency? Patrick Corbin's a Philly, excuse me. All right. Now, before we go any further, let's take a look at some of those starters that are on their last year before they were free agent. So, like, Alex Reyes, $10 million for 1 year. Like, do we just, like, throw in Austin Franklin, Faria, and we'd have to include, like, Jim Small. We maybe take out Franklin. Like, do we do this? It's 1 year before he's a free agent. We give up on 6 years of service time. Hey, there's Juno. With Jim Small. And we give up Faria, who's a free agent after the next year. He's mostly there for the contract, but we'd have to probably include De La Cruz would not get the deal done. Marin would not. Villarreal would not. We basically have to include Wyatt Kern, which I am not. He is untouchable. This dude's untouchable. I hope he can just learn to field. So actually, I don't know if we could get, unless we include one of these closers. I don't want to include Pineda. I like him. He pitched really well as a rookie. We could actually, I probably could include Kozar, and that gets the deal done. That's a lot for a rental. Let's look at some of these other starters who might have just signed a deal, like Castillo. Now, he kind of struggled last year for him, but he is 94 overall. What are his stats? I mean, those are pretty good stats. If I will include Jim Small to get a stud pitcher. I don't want to give up 2 A's. I'll give up 1 A. I will, and I think we're going to have to include... We don't have to include Faria for the contract, so that actually may be able... We include Harns, who's 22, 80 overall. But you know what? This is a chance to win. That's actually not too bad. That's not too bad. We're getting Luis Castillo. The dude's 94 overall. He had 1 year north of 4. Other than that, his ERA has been great every single year. His win-loss, don't look at it. It's bad. He's been on a bad Cincinnati team. But that gives us the top 3 of Ohtani, Luis Castillo, Tyler Anderson, then Jay Groom, and Pineda. And I'm probably going to look to maybe... let's take a look. So, Ohtani, Castillo, Anderson, Groom, Pineda. I think Faria I will probably move to get like a prospect. It's last year of his before he's a free agent, and I'll let Austin Franklin be our long man. No, let Ryan Weber be our long man. I forgot about Webbs. He's always really good. So we're gonna let Weber be our long man. So I'll probably move both of these guys for just prospects. And we're gonna do that in a second. While I'm waiting, you might be asking, is I want to take a look at the top prospects. I want to see if we can get some of them. Because we can look what we have. We have Wyatt Kern, the number 3. This is a long video, guys. I apologize. This is just a really important offseason. Kozar is number 14. Now, where is Jim Small? We just traded him. Where does he rank? Or did he have too much service time? There's Tom Hong. We traded him for the Sano. He was number 20. So we gave up some prospects. There's Forrest Miles. He's 26, but he's now a big leaguer. Right. Lester Marin, Travis Cole. Marin's the right fielder. Dude can hit, can't really field. He was an idea to maybe use as a DH, but I think JD Martinez is better. I'll probably send him back down to the minors. So I think Jim Small must, unless I missed him, he must have already graduated from a prospect. But let's take a look at someone really young. There's right. Oh, Edgar Castaneda. He's 18. He's number 8 on the prospect, so he has a good potential. It's A. It's probably at least a 94, 95. His fielding is garbage, but he could be a DH. Look at that power. He's already 70 at each, and he's 18. He's only 5'7". Let's go to Atlanta and see if we can get him. And then that will be a good way to end the video, boys. Drop a like if you did enjoy it. This was a kind of a nuts video. Like, a lot of craziness, a lot of big names, but I think we're gonna be pretty good now. Dude, he has like no value. Well, this is gonna be taking candy from a baby. I will give you Jacob Faria. Last year of his deal. You know, take that back. You know what? I feel kind of bad, but I do want something in return as well. I am looking at Ozzy Albies. Coda Glover? Alright, that's fine. I will give you let's see. Kurt Casillas, a bad contract, and here we go. Boom, we got Coda Glover as well. And now that should be it for the video, guys. We got to go through all this. Let's actually finish the... Oh my god, it put these guys on waivers automatically. Those are some of our closer prospects. Alright, I will go through all this, guys. At the beginning of the next video, you will see a finished product on this. The video is already running very long. I apologize for that. But I'll talk to you later, boys. Take it easy. Peace.